So I've been doing some work on my bike, and one of the things I had to do was actually a coolant flush, because for some reason the coolant that came in the bike is blue when it's supposed to be pink. Not sure why it was like that, but I asked the dealer and they didn't know. They had no answer for me. So one thing you want to do, I have all the panels off because I was doing something else. You don't really have to take all the panels off. You can go down here. This is the heat exchanger, so you can undo this clip so you can start draining that. You can open the cap, make sure that it's not super hot, and then you can undo this hose right here. The service manual says something else. It says to undo the hose rather than the cap. So the service manual says to undo this hose so that it lets air into the system, and then undo the hose on the other side, and these. I just remove the cap to let air into the system. That's all, and it works pretty good. So one tool that is really useful are these. These are actually hose clamp pliers, and they're shaped so that they can hook up to the two clips of the hose. I already did a couple of flushes with distilled water, so that's why it's clear. So it looks like it's pretty clear now. I think after this one, I can probably put the pink coolant in. And then undo the radiator to let air into the system. That way it goes faster. I'm gonna undo this other hose. This is the same thing, just at a different angle. So next, just connect all the hoses back and start filling the system from the radiator. After you put some in, go on this side. Before you put all of it in, burp the hoses. Kind of want to squeeze them to help circulate the coolant in the engine and get rid of some of the air bubbles. Repeat this process until it's full at the radiator cap. All right, so once it's full, put the cap back on and start your bike for about 30 seconds and rev it a few times while it's on, and then shut it off. Open the cap again and check that the level hasn't gone down. After you started the bike and let it run for about 30 seconds, recheck the cap. If you're refilling the system and you're done, then you can refill the reservoir. If you're doing flushes, you don't have to fill the reservoir in between flushes. But I'm done. I'm refilling it with coolant. So I'm gonna refill the reservoir up to between max and minimum. According to the manual, if you have an assistant, they say to lean it all the way to the right and then all the way to the left. I don't have an assistant, but I can lean it anyway. And check the system again. If there's any need to top it off, you can top it off. And then you wanna start the bike and allow the cooling fans to kick in. That means that it's pretty much maximum pressure in the system. So that's a good time to check all the hoses, make sure that none of them leak, and then you're done. Allow the bike to cool and recheck. If you need to top it off, and then you're done. Hope this helps.